Hello my dear students. In previous video we learned about light, laws of reflection of light and the image formed by plane mirror. In this video we are going to discuss about spherical mirrors, basic terms related to the spherical mirrors and the rules for image formation by spherical mirrors. So let's start with the what is spherical mirrors. What is spherical mirror? A mirror whose reflecting surface is a part of hollow sphere is called spherical mirror. If we take a big thin hollow sphere and polish it from one side and make another side opaque and then cut a thin slice of this big hollow sphere, this small piece of big hollow sphere is our spherical mirror. As the reflecting surface is part of a sphere, so these mirrors are called as spherical mirrors. The reflecting surface of this mirror is curved. We can see here the reflecting surface is curved, and so these mirrors are also called as curved mirrors. One side of spherical mirror is well polished and reflecting, and other side is opaque. The reflecting surface of spherical mirror is curved inwards or outwards. Here you can see two spherical mirrors. One spherical mirror is having inward reflecting surface and another one is having outward reflecting surface. Based on this, there are two types of mirrors. One is concave mirror and another one is convex mirror. A spherical mirror with reflecting surface curved inward is called concave mirror. So, if the reflecting surface is inner curved surface, then that is called as concave mirror. So, this is a concave mirror. A parallel beam of light generally converges after reflection and so called as converging mirror. So concave mirror is also known as converging mirror because when parallel beam of light incident on the concave mirror, after reflection they converge at certain point, and so this mirror is also called as converging mirror. Example of this is inner curved surface of spoon. It is just like a concave mirror. Next is convex mirror. A spherical mirror with reflecting surface curved outward is called as convex mirror. Parallel beam of light diverges from convex mirror, and so this mirror is also called as diverging mirror. We can see here when the parallel ray incident on convex mirror, the rays after reflection get diverged, and so this type of mirror is called as diverging mirror. Example is outer curved surface of shining spoon. It is just like a convex mirror. So students, remember that if inward or depressed surface is reflecting surface, then that is a concave mirror, and if outward or bulged surface is reflecting surface, then that is a convex mirror. Here you can see concave and convex mirror. So this is a concave mirror which is having inner curved surface as a reflecting surface, and this one is a convex mirror which is having outer surface as a reflecting surface. Now we want to study the properties of images formed by spherical mirrors. But before that, we need to define certain terms of spherical mirrors, and those are aperture. It is the part of spherical mirror from which the reflection actually occurs. So, the part of spherical mirror from which the reflection of light takes place is called as aperture. So, this is the aperture of mirror from which actually the reflection of light takes place. Another term is center of curvature. It is the center of hollow sphere of which the reflecting surface forms. Here we can see, just now we discussed that how the mirror is formed, spherical mirror is formed. Spherical mirror is formed from a big hollow sphere, and the center of that big hollow sphere is called as center of curvature. Here you can see the center of curvature of concave mirror also and convex mirror also. The center of curvature is not a part of mirror. We can see in this diagram, it is not the part of mirror. It lies outside its reflecting surface. It is present outside the reflecting surface. It is denoted by letter C, capital letter C. The center of curvature of convex mirror lies in front of mirror. So we can see in this concave mirror, the center of curvature is present in front of mirror, and the center of curvature of convex mirror lies behind the mirror. So this is the reflecting part of convex mirror, and center of curvature is behind the mirror. Next term is radius of curvature. It is the radius of hollow sphere of which the reflecting surface of mirror is formed. It is denoted by letter R, capital R. We can see here radius of curvature. See. So this is the radius of hollow sphere, and this is the radius of curvature. Because the radius of curvature is radius of hollow sphere, it is denoted by R, capital letter R. Next term is pole. Pole is the center of reflecting surface of spherical mirror, and it is denoted by P. Here you can see the pole. Pole is nothing but the center of reflecting surface, and it is denoted by P. It lies on the surface of mirror. We can see in both concave and convex mirror, it is present on the surface of mirror, and it is the center of reflecting surface. Next term is principal axis. The imaginary straight line passing through pole and center of curvature is called principal axis. So this line is the principal axis. It is an imaginary line which passes from pole and center of curvature. So remember, principal axis is an imaginary straight line passing through pole and center of curvature, and principal axis is normal to the spherical mirror at its pole. So if we look it is just like normal drawn on the surface of spherical mirror at the center of spherical mirror. Next point is principal focus. It is the point on the principal axis of spherical mirrors at which parallel rays to the principal axis meet or appear to meet after reflection from the mirror. We can see in this diagram, here we can see both concave and convex mirror. See, in this concave mirror, when the rays, parallel rays to the principal axis incident on the concave mirror, after reflection they meet at certain point, and that point is called as principal focus of concave mirror. Now we can see in convex mirror, when rays parallel to principal axis incident on convex mirror, after reflection the reflected rays appear to come from a point on the principal axis, and that point is called principal focus of convex mirror. Here we can see that the parallel rays incident on the convex mirror, and after reflection it appears that they come from the certain point, and that point is called as focus. So this is principal focus of concave mirror and convex mirror. Another term is focal length. It is the distance between focus and pole. So the distance between principal focus and the pole is called as focal length. It is denoted by small letter f. So this distance is the focal length of this concave mirror, and this distance is the focal length of this convex mirror. Distance between principal focus and pole is called as focal length. It is denoted by small letter f. Principal focus of convex mirror lies in front of mirror. We can see here that principal focus of concave mirror is present in front of mirror, and principal focus of convex mirror is present behind the mirror. And so the focus, principal focus of concave mirror is the real point, and the point principal focus of convex mirror is the virtual point. The relation between focal length and radius of curvature is f is equal to r upon 2. Focal length is always half of radius. So this is the radius of concave mirror, and the focal length is exactly half of the radius of concave mirror. So the relation between focal length and radius of curvature is f is equal to r divided by 2, or r is equal to 2f. That is, radius of curvature is double of focal length. So students, this is all about the basic terms related to spherical mirrors. Now we will learn about rules to obtain image from concave mirror. The first rule is the incident ray that comes parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes through the focus as shown in figure. Here we can see that whenever the incident ray is parallel to the principal axis, then after reflection it will pass from the principal focus. Second rule is the incident ray coming from focus after reflection become parallel to the principal axis. For example, if the ray is passing from the focus, then after reflection it will go parallel to the principal axis. So this is the incident ray and this one is the reflected ray. These are the two rules regarding incident ray parallel to the principal axis and incident ray coming from focus. Next one is the ray passing through center of curvature. After reflection it is reflected back along the same path. Means if the ray of light goes from center of curvature, then after reflection also it will pass from the center of curvature. Because incident ray fall on mirror along the normal to the reflecting surface. That is, any ray passing through center is normal to mirror, as the center of curvature is the center of hollow sphere, and so the ray passing from the center, it is making 90-degree angle with the surface. It is incident normally on the surface. And as we know in the laws of reflection that if ray incident normally on the reflecting surface, then angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection is equal to 0. And so ray reflects from the same path. That is, if ray comes from the center of curvature, then after reflection it will pass from the center of curvature only. Next rule is when the incident ray striking at pole by a certain angle is reflected through the same angle. Means when a ray incident obliquely to the principal axis towards the pole on concave mirror or convex mirror, it is reflected obliquely. The incident and reflected ray follows the law of reflection. That is, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Next is rules to obtain image from convex mirror. In case of convex mirror, incident ray coming parallel to principal axis appears to diverge from principal focus. See, this is principal axis and this is the ray which is coming parallel, incident ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis. After reflection from the convex mirror, it appears to diverge from the principal focus. If we extend this reflected ray behind the mirror, it will appear that it get diverged from the principal focus. And the ray directed towards the focus will emerge parallel to principal axis, and this is the ray which is directed towards the principal focus, then after reflection it will go parallel to the principal axis. Second rule is the ray directed in the direction of center of curvature after reflection is reflected back along the same path. This we discussed just now. The ray follows the same path after reflection because incident ray passing through center is a normal drawn on the reflecting surface, and so the reflected ray follows the same path, it goes from the center of curvature only. So all these are the rules to obtain image by spherical mirrors. In next video, we will study about the construction of ray diagram. Thank you and have a nice day.